It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Moments away, it'll be the Indiana Pacers going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. This Cleveland group has been getting things done. They've been on a tremendous run, and we're deep enough into the season now to know that it's no mirage. These guys definitely for real. And at the All-Star break, a chance for players to heal and recuperate. And Kenny, let's talk about injuries. A part of the game, but some manage to stay healthy. Is it all just luck?
Well, some of it's luck, but a lot of it's preparation. If you prepare your body for the rigors of the NBA season, you're going to reduce the risks and you become more durable, and the quality teams have that. But really, one of the most valuable things a player can bring
It's the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you all the action. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. Well, it was the Indiana Pacers in their last game, a loss to Denver.
And hard to say whether it was the game plan defensively that let them down or just the inability to really bring the fire on that side of the ball.
And guys, it was a bit befuddling to me as to why they stuck with it. I mean, they dug themselves a hole and couldn't find the tweaks they needed to get out of it.
Look at Cleveland's starting group. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Amon Shumpert is out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Thompson into the pivot spot, manning the middle. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. That'll put Paul George on the line. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving. Everyone understands the importance of Paul George to the ball club. That's why taking his offensive game to the next level would be so beneficial.
Yeah, he has all the physical tools, the instincts, and obviously he has made those strides. But if he wants to become a top 5 guy, he's still got a little bit of work to do in terms of his game.
James with it. And you know the points will always be there for him. He's averaging just a shade under 20 points a game right now.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Yes, Frank Vogel and I got a chance to talk for a bit. Of course, the conversation veered to the challenge of defending LeBron James. And he said, there's not a lot of good options with him. He can really do it all. I think you just have to try and stay in front of him. And if he gets in close, you have to bring help. And guys, we've seen LeBron really force the issue as far as getting into the lane. We'll see how they do.
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Now, here is Hill, following the miss by Monte Ellis. They set the pick. They shoot again. Not enough on that one as it misses.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
Irving drives in. And Tristan Thompson on the bucket with the assist by Irving.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
Ellis draws it up outside. George, he dishes it to Allen. Trains it from 17 feet out. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. James dishes to Thompson. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And the offense, 3 of 4, a solid start for this game.
Hill kicks to Allen. Here is Hill. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Denver.
And he also was a table setter in that game, Kevin. Just an amazing job with his passing. Just a joy to watch that one. And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Ellis kicks to Hill. Screen by Ellis. George with the ball. He's picked up by James, and that one's good. George.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now, here is Irving. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The Pacers making a switch here. Mahimi's checked in. Channing Frye's checked in for the Cavaliers. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Shumpert. Pulls it from 20. Hill, no good.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
And James gets it to go.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
There's a screen. Hill drives in. Again, missing Hill.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Irving against Hill. Irving kicks to Frye. Elbow shot. It's hauled in by George. And, of course, Paul George, a lockdown and throw away the keys level defender. Voted all defense first team back in 2014.
Yeah, and listen, I think we're all anxious to see him get back to the level he was prior to that horrific injury he suffered doing USA Basketball. And you know what? He's always going to have a chance to be the Defensive Player of the Year. Let's just hope that this guy can get it all the way back, because he is a true credit to our game.
And here is Ellis after LeBron James hitting the three. Ellis, the pass to Hill. Pass to George. 5 to shoot from past the arc. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers.
You know, discussing Paul George's defense, he had nearly 2 steals a game in 2014, but much more important, he has the length, quickness, and flexibility to guard up to 4 positions on the floor, and he relishes getting after people on D.
And, you know, for Paul George, one could make the case that his defense has impacted games even more than his offense. And I say that because he's gone through streaks where his scoring has gone a bit stagnant, whereas his defense has been consistently lights out.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for LaVoy Allen. C.J. Miles comes in for George. Lance Stevenson subbed in for Monte Ellis.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it.
Dellavedova from outside. And Lance Stevenson pulls it down.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the board.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game. And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Frye, good.
That was a beautiful fadeaway. Knocked it down with the defender right in his grill.
Pacers trail by 5. Now Hill. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. The shot's good from Irving.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Hill kicks to Miles. Good. The assist goes to Hill. 6 seconds left here in the first quarter. Here's Mozgov. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Cavaliers lead by 5 and will return shortly. Hey, talk to Monte Ellis. He says he feeds off his doubters. He loves to hear someone say what he can't do.
I think I had that all my life. I always had to prove somebody wrong, and, you know, still to this day. That's just the competitiveness that I believe my oldest brother built into me when I was little.
And Monte Ellis is still trying to prove people wrong now in Dallas after their quick exit from the playoffs a season ago. Clark, it's been a decade in the league now. for this very talented guard.
And, you know, that kind of relentless determination is really something Monte is known for, and one of the reasons he has been around for 10 years in the NBA as a consistently good player and lethal scorer.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. What stands out to you from the Cavaliers in this one?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
They've got C.J. Miles. Ellis is out there with Lance Stevenson. Then it's Turner. And it's Hill in at the four-man position. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Pacers.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
Thompson with the bucket.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Hill. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Hill's got his second basket of the game.
Superb playmaking from Monte Ellis. That dish was right on time.
Well, we know that Mozgov started last season with the Nuggets and then was traded to Cleveland midway through the season.
And what an impact he made on the Cleveland Cavaliers, particularly at the defensive end. His size and his activity really helped the Cavs become outstanding at the defensive end.
Stevenson! Timeout, Cleveland.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Cavaliers. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And I believe what that game came down to was their ability to really knock down those triples.
Yeah, I thought the work they did on the perimeter was excellent. It was just too much for that defense, or really any defense for that matter, to handle.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Lavoy Allen comes in for Jordan Hill. And Georgia subbed in for C.J. Miles.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Allen kicks to George. 16 feet away. No good off the front iron.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
Here's Thompson. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
Here's Shumpert. Tristan Thompson picking up that last bucket. The 3 from LeBron, and that one's good. And now a 7-point Cavalier lead.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
They double team Ellis. Stevenson outside. In the corner, George with it. 6 on the shot clock. That ball. Nice feed that time from Stevenson. And that's now 7 points for Paul George. Dellavedova kicks to Thompson. And here's Love for 3. And another 3 for Cleveland.
And how about that for a response?
Well, it sounded as though, or at least it looked as though it sounded like, we'll give you a 3, and then we'll take it right back.
Timeout called the Pacers. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Here's LeBron following the score by Indiana. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Kyrie Irving made his first playoff appearance last season with the Cavs, and individually got a big $90 million max extension as well. He's in a really good spot in his career at this point.
And speaking of Irving's star status, last season a signature shoe in his name. I see, in fact, that you and Clark are wearing them tonight. That's always a big deal.
Kevin, that's an elite club to be in. Only the true superstars get that kind of status. He certainly got the flash to go with the substance.
And LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Shumpert. And that's 12 points for LeBron. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for the Cavaliers?
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
The drive by Hill. Rebound Love. Love's got 3 rebounds now in this one. On the wing, James. Defended by Allen. Here's Shumpert. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Stevenson with it. Now guarded by Shumpert. George, that's a 2-pointer. Kept alive by Indiana. That's tipped. It's LeBron with the drive. Irving. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Lavoy Allen. The Cavaliers have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. And guys, for everything we've said about Kyrie Irving over the years, now let's talk about maybe another area, and that is his willingness to give up the ball. LeBron came to town at the beginning of last season. Kyrie didn't even flinch at the prospect of being 1B to 1A. To me, that was a very selfless way of giving the mantle of that team over to LeBron.
I agree with you, and there was some question as to whether Kyrie would be able to do that at this point in his career, but ultimately that's what champions do. Kobe did it for Shaq. Robinson did it for Tim Duncan. And that's really what great players do.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Indiana. Cleveland also making some changes. Mozgov comes in for Kevin Love. And Jefferson subbed in for Shumpert. Here's Miles. Passes it to Mahinmi. No good. The Cavaliers leading by 10. Inside, here's Irving. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. James has got 6 assists now in the game.
And getting back to Kyrie, many felt the addition of LeBron would cut down on Kyrie's playmaking opportunities. But Kyrie was near his career average in assists last season. That even further indicates how seamlessly the 2 superstars were able to gel.
Now, here's Stevenson. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Denver.
And don't forget about his playmaking in that game either. I mean, he did a great job of attacking the D and creating opportunities for both himself and his teammates.
No good from Irving. 1 second left. No good on the buzzer beater. And so that brings the first half to a close. Cavaliers on top as they end the second quarter with a tremendous 17-7 run. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. LeBron James putting in some incredible work. He had 12 points, 6 assists, and 1 rebound. He put last game's performance behind him, doing some nice work in the opening period tonight. What'd you think, Shaq, about Cleveland?
They had a focus to working inside, and it's working, Ernie. They've done a great job of recognizing mismatches, a.k.a. barbecue chicken down low, taking advantage. You can't guard that man down there, Ernie. The entry passes have been sharp, and it's led to a lot of points. When you control the paint, you control the game, and they've done that so far.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Pacers.
Well, right now, they're getting a little embarrassed on the defensive end. They got outshot in the first half. But that's because no one put their foot down on defense to stop it. So in the second half, they need to play much more disruptive defensively.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
LeBron giving them lots of trouble. 12 points and a huge helping of assists as well.
No doubt about it. He's the conductor, the band leader, Clark, and this offense has really performed at a high level.
Pacers trail by 12. Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. Filling out the wings, it's Shumpert and LeBron. Kevin Love out there with Tristan Thompson. And it's Irving in at the point guard.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Here's Hill. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
You can't afford to be playing that loose right now.
Definitely not. I mean, things have to be tight. You want to be playing smart, high-level basketball. You don't want to be brain fading right now.
George against James. And Thompson gets it to go in on the assist by LeBron. Thompson's got 10 points.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash-mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up. And, guys, no doubt George Hill had it roughed last season. He missed the first 28 games with that left knee injury, came back for 5, then missed another 11 games before his season got going. But you know what? He had one of his most productive years from that point on.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Outside jumper. Love up top, defended by Allen. Stolen by Allen. And now Ellis running the floor all by himself.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Outside jumper. Irving against Hill. Shumpert dishes to Thompson. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second goal.
And checking out some stats for George. What a run he's been on over the past few weeks. Putting up about 22 points per, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable. Well, we all know that #1 overall picks are incredibly valuable. I mean, they can change the course and face of an entire franchise. Last season, the playoffs were full of teams that featured #1 overall picks.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for James. They set the pick. Down low, here's George. Can't get it to go. So Cleveland will take it the other way. And guys, teams with the #1 overall pick tend to go very deep in the playoffs. Just the nature of how the NBA lottery and rebuilding structure works.
Yeah, and in the playoffs last season, every team in the conference semis but one had a #1 overall pick on their roster. So that one team was the Grizzlies.
Irving attacking.
And folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
And that one's good. And it's 8 points for Monte Ellis.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Irving from long range. Another miss by Irving. Pacers trail by 9. And it's Hill penetrating. Here's Turner. Soft touch off the glass.
And when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to rally and get back into it.
And, Greg, it was really their defense just as much as their offense that served as the real catalyst, and I think it allowed them to put that run together.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
George up top. Headed by Shumpert. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, how about Paul George in this one? 16 points. He's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of 3-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
And some changes here for the Pacers. Mahinmi's checked in for Turner. Hill comes in for Allen. Lance Stevenson subbed in for George Hill. Channing Frye's checked in for Cleveland. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Shumpert, yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 4 assists now tonight.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
And Iman Shumpert, more athlete than player when he entered the league. 42-inch max vertical, shoulders carved like Michelangelo. But he had a long way to go in terms of his skill set. And you can see that evolution right before your eyes. Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
And George with this stuff.
And really scored most of their points, but he can't score them all, guys. He's going to have to get somebody else to step up.
The Cavaliers leading by 9. And talking about Iman Shumpert, he seemed to learn from working with LeBron and Kyrie last year.
Yes, Shumpert was brought over for his defense, clearly, but as a bonus, his offense improved and got better. Now let's see if he can build on that going forward.
Ellis, that's good.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket getter.
The Cavaliers have gone 8 of 10 shooting here in the second half. Very strong. Love. Excellent D there from Hill.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm. And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
1:09 left in the third quarter. Here's Dellavedova, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And let's take a look now at some stats for Ellis. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's putting up about 16 points a game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board.
Absolutely. I mean, he has those real natural scoring instincts. The ability to find creases in the defense, just fantastic.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Paul George. Cleveland also making some changes. Mozgov, he's checked in for Love. LeBron comes in for Shumpert, and Jefferson subbed in for Kyrie Irving. There's the dish to Stevenson. They set the screen. In the corner, Miles with it. Off target with his 3. The Cavaliers leading by 9. It's LeBron with the drive. Dellavedova, the shot misses. Great defense that time from Ellis. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Stevenson passes to Ellis. Pick up by Hill. Ellis kicks to Hill. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Mozgov's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Jefferson attacking. Frye, good. Frye's got his second bucket.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
And with that shot, the Cleveland lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Monte Ellis. Jefferson, that's for 2. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And not so fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right before we go to the fourth.
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear-cut on the instant replay. I mean, the ball was out of his hands in time. I think they'll confirm this one pretty quickly.
Well, I can't see how they'd come to any other conclusion. I mean, we have a good look at it on the replay. The clock's still ticking when it left his fingertips.
And they've taken a look at it, and they've overturned the call. They've overturned the call. They're calling the basket good, Greg.
Yeah, and that's why we have replay. I mean, to make sure the officials don't miss any calls. And really a good job to take the second look at it. Would have been a shame if they'd been cheated out of those points.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. And so here's Cleveland. At the 1 and 2, George Hill and Lance Stevenson. C.J. Miles is out there with Allen. And it's Turner in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Irving against Hill. Allen, a screen on Irving. Thompson comes with the double team. Osgood with the steal. And James with a clear path to the hoop. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
Pretty devastating, actually, to turn the ball over like that and surrender 2 more points.
Yeah, you can ill afford to make mistakes at this juncture. It might not be impossible to come back, but it just got all the more harder.
Step back and squared up.
Fellas, that's been a go-to shot for him today.
Yeah, and they found that sweet spot in the defense, and it's right between the paint and the three-point line, and boy, have they been rock solid.
On its way from Irving for 2. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Irving's got 10 points here in the second half.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Stevenson dishes to Turner. Jefferson with some nice D.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
The pass to Thompson. From 10 feet out. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 6 assists now in the game. Pacers trail by 17.
Indiana calls timeout.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Yeah, too many easy buckets coming from inside, and I think he wants to make that a point of emphasis.
I would certainly think so. I mean, if they keep giving up those kinds of easy looks inside, they'll be in big trouble.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Frank Vogel addressing his team. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Paul George. Their offense is most effective, Coach said, when he is most involved, and they're looking for total involvement from him for the rest of this game. He also said something you don't hear too often from a coach. He told his guys they should have a shoot-first mindset instead of trying to be, quote, too cute with the ball. Likely the final major changes to their game plan as they try to make a late comeback here in the fourth. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Doris. Thompson takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Thompson's got 4 points this quarter. Pacers trail by 17. It's Allen on the wing. He's guarded by Love. Allen's shot is off. Cleveland's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Irving kicks to Thompson. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the wide. It could be a three-point play.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
The Pacers making a switch here. Ellis is checked in. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Cavaliers.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
Something that also stands out tonight is the number of assists they have. I mean, that's a mark of a good club. What a game for Ellis. He's got 14 points and 5 assists.
And guys, he's been making play after play on both ends of the floor.
No let up in him, and that's mindset. That's not just physical tenacity, but that's a mental tenacity, too, that he brings to the court.
First off, look, every year there are all-star game snubs, and perhaps last year Monte Ellis was the big one in the West. Hard to leave him off given the way he played for the Mavs.
For Monte not being an all-star, there are a lot of guys that could have made an argument to be there. Monte's was as strong as any.
Yeah, and his own coach said that Monte deserved it more than Dirk, his teammate. And not a shot at Dirk by Carlisle, just Rick expressing how valuable Monte was to the Mavs.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchups.
Yeah, I agree with you because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
And so it's Cleveland with it. Kicks it to Love. He feeds it to Irving. Fires the three. The rebound by Turner. Pacers trail by 17. The drive by Hill. And the rejection by Love.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor. The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Shumpert with it. He's picked up by Hill. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Thompson having a good one. He has 18 points and 1 steal as well. He may have saved his best for last here in the fourth.
And that's the kind of timing you really want, guys. Well, the game's getting bigger, going international. But at least in the U.S., it really seems the game is going indoors. Back in the day, the legends of the game still played on the blacktop. That's becoming a thing of the past.
And Indiana making a change here. Mahimi's checked in. Hill kicks to George.
2 minutes.
Good. The assist goes to Hill. That's now 22 points here for George.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
LeBron, no luck. Pacers trail by 19. Dishes to Hill. Here's Allen. Hill against Thompson. Ellis wide open. And a miss there on the triple. The Cavaliers have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the final period. Great shooting down the stretch. Hill with it. He's picked up by Irving. Hill kicks to Ellis. That doesn't go either for Ellis.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Love. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. And the Cavaliers lead by 21.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Cleveland.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
Yep, but 2 more to go before the end of the season, and they'll obviously be very confident heading into those 2 games.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Irving. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker. And this is going to be a fantastic result for them. No win on the road comes easy.
Not in the NBA, they don't. And trust me, they're going to take a little extra pleasure in this win, having silenced an entire building of hostile fans.
The drive by James, and that one's good.
That one will seal the deal there. They've exploded here at the end.
Boy, I love the serious killer instinct they've shown, finishing strong.
Inside, and the rejection by LeBron. And here's Irving. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession.
You know, that's hard to explain, that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
Now here's Lawson. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Thanks, Kevin. LeBron, what have you discovered defensively that enabled you to win this ball game?
I mean, well, they broke us down still off the bounce. We want to do a better job of trying to keep our chest in front of them, but we did a really good job of contesting their shots, and it allowed us to get on the boards and get rebounds.
Perhaps not perfect, LeBron, but certainly good enough. Thank you so much. Kev, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, much appreciated. And now let's present our Jordan player of the game, Kyrie Irving. Let's go to Shaq. What can you say about his performance?
He was completely in sync with the whole team tonight. And you can see that in the assist numbers, which were spectacular, I might add. It's hard to imagine him having a better night passing the basketball. Man.
Well, he reminded us all of how dangerous he is as a slasher. He drove the lane time and time again and got points inside to show for it. An explosive, hard-charging performance. I loved it.
And, folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.
Yes.